All the time. You know, we would very much champion best practice and champion the guidelines.
Our hands are often tied by clients' procurement rules. When that isn't the case, I would encourage my clients to see as many agencies as possible at the credential stage, and then we facilitate a shortlisting to make sure the pitch list is a list of agencies that really meets their requirements.
I'll refer to the guidelines in terms of timings, and also the holding of key meetings such as chemistry meetings or credentials meetings. So the answer is yes.
You know, when you have a long relationship with an agency, there's a lot of knowledge there, you know, and when you move to a new agency, you're starting from ground zero again, and essentially for a client, you're paying for the learning curve of others. But having said that, there are times when a relationship has just run its course and, you know, you need to move on.
Don't go to pitch unless you really have to. More and more of my time is spent on relationship management, and that's looking at the agency-client relationship, looking at the strengths, looking at identifying the weaknesses, and helping the client and the agency address those issues and those weaknesses. Better to stay with the agency and fix problems than knee-jerk into a pitch. The smaller the number of the agencies within reason brings a robustness to the process that wouldn't exist if you just allowed free range on the numbers that should be on the shortlist. So it forces the client to decide which are the key agencies that they want to continue in the process that meet the criteria that they have set at the outset of the review. And by having that criteria, it means they can be sure that only those 4 agencies or less than that will actually meet all of the criteria and will meet the satisfaction when selected. Hugely important. In the end, you're not selecting an agency, you're actually selecting a group of people, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 people. And it's really important that the client meets those people and they can then see how good they are, how they'll get on with them on a day-to-day basis, what knowledge the agency people have of their individual skill sets, and how they're going to work with their colleagues.
They're very important in helping clients and agencies understand how each party works and get a sense of each other. I think as well they're very useful for agencies to sense check any strategic or creative directions that they're considering.
We would always factor it in as part of our overall recommendation.
To sit down and really understand what they're looking for from an agency partner, and then to communicate that very clearly through the process to the agencies.
Really important that they have a robust brief, a brief that is motivational to the agencies, that provides enough information, and they're supporting research and data to support the contents of the brief.
Be realistic about the time commitment. It is a lengthy process, there are a lot of meetings, but there is a value in them, and as you work through the process you will really see that value.
Allowing the agency to meet with the client, to interrogate the brief, to ask questions of the brief, and then to get the correct answers.
Think about what you want from an agency relationship, where your skill sets are and what you want the agency to bring to that party.
Fairness throughout the process to all the agencies, impartiality in terms of allocating time and resource to the agency, a small selection team that stays with the review right from the beginning to the end, and in the end using the preset criteria to select the agency.
Pitch consultants are not just for big clients with large budgets. Our fees are commensurate to the size of the project, and the value that we add will pay its dividends.